Hey everyone, Rod Sahu here, realtor in Central Texas, back with another model home walkthrough. Today we're going through the Granger floor plan with Toll Brothers Homes. This plan is over 3,400 square feet with the media room option on the second story, which we'll see later on in the video. This plan can be anywhere from a 4-bedroom to a 5-bedroom home, 3 bathrooms to 4 bathrooms. So lots of options that we'll cover throughout the walkthrough. And I'm very excited to show this plan because it's part of a new series of plans that Toll Brothers released in their newest community called Santa Rita Ranch. And I'm even more excited because I have 5 clients that have contracted in this community with Toll Brothers, and we had to take a leap of faith with some of the plans that we selected because there was no visual of anything, not even in other communities around other cities in Texas. So that leap of faith, I think, is going to pay off really well because after walking through this plan, it's a great reminder of how well thought out Toll Brothers plans are, how open they feel, how some of the design elements that they incorporate here, which they also offer at the design studio, different things that they do that I think make them stand out as a luxury home builder. So we'll certainly cover that throughout the walkthrough. And focusing on the Granger plan, as you can tell, tall ceilings in the living room, open to the second story in this stairwell, and this is just over 3,400 square feet. Even without the media room, I think it's right around 3,300 square feet. This does not feel like it. I do feel like it's bigger, but let me know what you think by the end of this video of how you felt about the home. Coming back to the front of the home, this is the study. That doorway that you see ahead of us would actually be closed off. So that's access to the builder agent's office. That would technically be a 3-car garage, but of course they have it open for office space in their model home. And then this is a deep study. In fact, when you look at the online floor plan, this study juts out a little bit further than the rest of the home. And I like that because the exterior aesthetic of a lot of homes is just flat. And I don't think a lot of luxury premium builders, they just like to keep things flat because that makes it easier when they're building the home. I like what Toll does. I think every single one of my clients has something unique about their exterior that they did that makes that exterior pop. And then of course it gets you a little bit more space in that study because it's a little bit deeper than what I've seen with other floor plans with other builders. And then I know they have some cabinetry in here. I don't see a whole lot of people putting cabinetry there. I mean, I guess you could, but that's something I would say that's a little bit more model home specific. And then this is the spare bedroom downstairs. So there's actually 2 bedrooms down, 2 bedrooms upstairs. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is an option to add a 5th bedroom that would go upstairs. And this second bedroom down, as I always say, perfect for parents staying with you if you don't want them going up and down the steps. And then they currently offer an option to make this bathtub into a walk-in shower, just like they did in this model home. And then throughout this home, you're gonna see like tape on the tile, which we see here. There's no plumbing, there's no toilet seat in this bathroom, even in the kitchen. There's no stovetop installed. It's just because they're very near completion of this home. As you can tell, it's staged already. But with all the supply chain disruption that we're seeing, there have been delays in certain materials. Now, I am seeing that get a little bit better than where we were months ago. And I am hearing from builders that they are expecting it to get build better and better. I think some are still cautious because they feel like they need to under-promise on delivery dates, so they're still giving all the different disclaimers. But I am seeing it get slightly better with materials. But regardless, I wanted to get out here and really show this because, again, new series of plans, and I think a lot of people need to visualize what's possible with Toll in this great community of Santa Rita Ranch, which we'll talk about later in the video. Coming back to the kitchen here, I do love the 2-tone color that they did here. Black on the island, white cabinets, but then the vent hood is still black. It really provides that great contrast that we see in the kitchen. And while we look through the pantry, that's what I want to mention. With Toll Brothers, from what I've seen going to the design studio recently, they offer so much more in options that I don't see with many other builders. For example, with their vent hood options, they had several options, whereas with other builders, I don't think most will even offer something like this, where I think it looks fantastic, really makes that kitchen pop. Does it come with a price? Of course, I can't quote what those prices are because they do vary with different plans and obviously vary over time as well. But if you ever talk to me one-on-one, I can always mention what I've seen Toll do really well or offer that other builders don't, and then where kind of like pricing is compared to other builders as well. But I have to say, when it comes to options and you building your dream home, it's so great to see those things offered. Like I have a client who's doing a waterfall island on their kitchen countertop, and they have these amazing veins running through that countertop. And I can't wait to see that come together. So those are the types of things that when we go to the design studio, it's exciting to have those types of options. Coming back to the plan, this is the dining area. As you can tell, very big dining area that juts out. It's an 8-seater table that's in there. And as we say with every model home walkthrough, there are a lot of different options here. Like they did the sliding glass door here as well as in the living room. Sliding glass doors do come with quite the price tag, but I think it's well worth it. I don't know if doing 2 of them makes sense because that gets pretty pricey. Just depends on your priorities. But for a lot of my buyers, I think a lot of them did at least 1 sliding glass door, which I think is a fantastic upgrade. Heading outside, they have some chairs that will be around what's eventually going to look like a fire pit with some tea lights above it. Not something that a lot of builders offer, it's just model home specific, but something you probably want to do aftermarket. And then while we're out here, that's actually Santa Rita Middle School in the back, which just finished its first school year and is starting its second. And no rating yet on that school. And then Santa Rita Elementary is about a mile away from here. So this is actually the new section of Santa Rita Ranch called Homestead. I think this is a great section that should be getting an amenity center inside this section. So that'll be the 3rd amenity center in Santa Rita Ranch, which is incredible. There aren't many communities like that. And then I always love when luxury home builders like Toll Brothers comes in the middle of a neighborhood. That's always a good sign in terms of the direction that neighborhood is heading in. And building plans like this, where you saw the patio space, I think they quoted 12-foot tall ceilings online. They have plans where the ceiling height is even 14 feet tall or 15 and a half feet tall. And the same actually goes for the living room height that's in here, where they're quoting online 14 feet tall ceiling. I keep saying quoting online because double check online. These things can change sometimes when they open up new sections. So if you're seeing this in the future, which everybody is, you should be double checking these things online, especially before making a buying decision. But the point is, tall ceilings, really good upgrades, sliding glass doors that open up the space, but they still fit. Big transom windows up there where there's so much natural light coming in. So anytime you see my camera constantly get whited out, that's happening because it's overexposing for all the natural light that just keeps coming in through. And that could be a knock on my camera, but that also could just be the plan is very well thought out, bringing in a great amount of light. And as I always say, underrated, not something that you can change aftermarket. So great to see that in this plan. Heading over to the owner's suite, which we're in now. I like the tray ceiling that they put in here. Few windows on the back wall. It's a little bit of a unique layout where it has the bed backing up to the wall that faces out to your patio. Once I say that, I'm thinking, if you have people outside, can you actually hear it here? So maybe something minor, but they kind of had to do that because the entrance to your owner's bathroom is on this side, which is, again, a little bit unique compared to other plans that I've seen. And then I think the biggest difference between this plan being, again, the smallest square footage plan out of the 2-story plans they offer in this community is going to be the owner's bedroom and bathroom, where I've seen other plans where the bathroom's much bigger, or I have a couple clients, their bedroom actually has cathedral style ceilings, and I'm excited to show that. I keep reminding you of this because those plans are not able to be shown. In fact, they're probably not going to be able to be shown until my clients' homes are fully built out, and then those will be the first time somebody has seen those plans. And I think going back to the point is, at any time, if you feel like this plan is a little bit small in certain areas, there are other floor plans that could meet your needs. In this owner's bathroom, though, I love what they did with the windows, especially for those blinds where you can see out, but they can't see in. And I think those are cool blinds to have in here. Probably something you want to do aftermarket. And then when it comes to the tile work that's in here, this is something where, going to their design studio, I've seen a lot of options that are offered here. Maybe compared to other builders where if you're not building a home or have lots of clients under contract building homes, you may not know that there's been a lot of disruption in tile. So I've done a lot of tile reselections for people who contracted in 2021, and then sometime in 2022, the tile gets discontinued. So it's been very annoying to deal with, but fortunately with bigger builders that are luxury home builders, I'm seeing a lot more in options compared to maybe some other builders who I won't mention by name in this video. But again, if you talk to me one-on-one, I can kind of tell you where there's good options or a low amount of options. And of course, we are in the owner's closet. There are other plans that offer 2 owner's closets if you're a little bit more interested in not fighting over space, because we all know who wins that fight. And then this is access to your laundry room. So if you want that separate door going to your laundry, there will be a washer dryer underneath those cabinets normally. And then there's even some space over here. And I think that's, they have a fridge that could go in that area. So they put the cabinets in a way to fit a fridge under there if you want a second fridge. And this is your mudroom area. That's the door to your garage. But I want to come back to this area so it's a little bit less confusing. I'll go back out through the main living area so you understand how to get there instead of getting there through the owner's closet. And I think there's a couple different areas we have to walk through before we head upstairs, which I'm excited to show because I think that's where it feels so much more open once you get up there, and it feels like a Toll Brothers home. While we're heading over there, I did miss the patio space. So the good part about Toll Brothers is their online website. It's very user-friendly, and you can see a lot of the dimensions of their rooms or patio space. Take a look at the patio options on some of their plans. They have huge patio options, which I think is great, especially if you're moving to Texas. You have a lot of time that you can spend outdoors, and having a huge patio, I think, is a great plus on your home. And then there is a powder bathroom. So this is actually a big difference between Toll in this neighborhood compared to other builders. There are some other builders who I think are good. The only problem with some of their plans is that you have to share, the person staying with you on the spare bedroom downstairs, that bathroom is shared with guests visiting. There isn't an option to add a powder bath. Whereas with Toll, currently they include that in the base price of this home, which is great. And this is that mud bench that we showed. That's the laundry room that we access through the closet. And what's unique about these plans is something very interesting that I haven't seen with a lot of plans. They quote this as a workspace. So all my buyers pretty much ask the same thing. What do we do with this space? And the answer was pretty good, where you can turn this into a desk area, which is obviously what they're showing here in the model home, where, you know, for kids especially, they're not going to use like a formal study. A formal study is probably going to be used by an adult, but if kids need to, you know, get away from the game room where there's another kid maybe playing video games or having fun with friends, it's nice to have this separate area that's off of the rest of the home where they can just get some work done. And I think that's really unique. I haven't seen that offered with other builders. And when I say offered, currently that's just included in the base. They may not do that desk build out. Obviously that's an upgrade, but that space is not an upgrade. Currently they're including that in the base price. And I think for a lot of the plans my clients contracted on, there was some sort of workspace in there, at least in this section of Santa Rita Ranch. And while we're heading upstairs, I do want to mention for this game room, it's a little bit tighter than what I've seen with other plans. In fact, if you notice, while we're up here, there really isn't a couch upstairs. They just kind of have these gamer chairs around this table, which I think is fine. If you're looking for maybe like a smaller like loft area, they kind of put a desk on the side, TV here, then I think it's fine. But if you want more space in your game room, I think there's some other plans where this is where I think the square footage is a little bit less than the other 2-story plans that I've seen. But you still get great windows, as you saw there. Again, that you see that nook area that goes out, and a couple windows that really helps with the exterior aesthetic, which is called the elevation of the home. And then, like I mentioned before, still very open. I mean, you can see out to the patio space from this game room with those sliding glass doors there. I think that makes it feel so open and so much bigger than what it actually is. And then this is the structural upgrade that's possible here. They have a media room option. If you didn't want to do the media room, you could do a 5th bedroom and another bathroom here. If you valued that space, just depends on what you want to do here. And this is where I think new construction really trumps resales, where you just have less compromise, like we always say. When you can build from scratch, which is finally coming back, you can get a lot of the different things you want in your home done with the builder instead of remodeling and doing all these different things that it ends up having a lot of compromise when you go down that route. And then we have 2 more bedrooms to go through. I like how they are private from the media room. So if you do that media room upgrade, somebody's watching TV in there, you still have a couple bedrooms on this side that's still very private from that media room. And you're gonna see some things that are still missing, like I mentioned throughout the video. Like you're gonna see a stereo in the closet here in a second. They're obviously still tucking that in away, and there's still some different things missing in the bathroom. But just get a flow of the space. Like the windows in here I think are great. They do face out to the front of the home, where we're gonna get a good visual of the new model home park in Santa Rita Ranch's new section. Like we mentioned earlier, it's called Homestead, and there's still a lot of model homes that need to be finished. So you'll see some more videos in the future on that. And then that's the stereo that still needs to be tucked away. So of course you will get a closet there, and that will be off to the side, or that wouldn't even exist actually. That's just something that's model home specific. And then there is a full bathroom in between these bedrooms. And I like the bedrooms. Like the next bedroom, you're gonna see a nook area with a desk. These are different things that I think were well thought out with Toll Brothers. And while we go through this, I want to take some time to mention that if you are looking at real estate, whether it's new construction or resales, work with a buying agent that's honest. And this is something I've held very privately, but I think it just needs to be said, especially with some of the recent things I've been hearing from others, is when you work with a buying agent, keep in mind they get paid from the seller. That's just how real estate works, but the buying agent should be working for you, the client, the buyer. And so builders pay buying agents and the selling agents, but a buying agent such as myself, we don't work for any of the builders. But builders do pay different commissions to buying agents. And why I think this is important is when you work with a realtor, sometimes they might have an incentive to get to another builder that pays significantly higher. And I say all that because I'm very proud to say that I am most under contract with 2 premium builders that pay the least out of all the builders. I know that that sounds strange to be proud of being paid less, but I'm proud because I know that I'm honest and that I put my clients first. And if that's the best option for them, then that's what we're gonna go with. And it just so happens that there are premium builders that have great plans, and it just makes sense for those clients. And that should be the priority. And I say that because if you are looking at real estate, you are looking to work with an honest realtor, reach out to me. My info's in the description of this video. And if I don't think the criteria that you have makes sense for me, I'll still connect you with a great realtor. And then click on the thumbnail that's appeared on your screen if you want to see another Toll Brothers home. And as always, hope this helps. Take care.